We're alive. We're alive. We are alive. All right, guys. So you see today's title. Still getting some things together here, but I had a late start. I had to do some run-ins, and I'm back on track. Back on track. I don't know. I guess everyone have their own way to recalibrate themselves. You know, when you're running, and then you realize that, man, I better calibrate, man, because if I don't, I'm gonna make a mistake that requires for me to be focused, and you can get into a zone of just like constant buzzing, busy buzzing, and then so I have a tendency to get into that mode. So now it's like you gotta build a system to manage your impulses, you know, because you know yourself. You know, it's like you know. Now, if you're not truthful to yourself, then you blame everybody else. But if you know yourself, you're like, damn, man, I know I tend to do this, man. I better do something about that, man. It's gonna get in my way. Get this out the way. Okay. Yeah. My friend said for me to meditate in the mornings, and I've done it off and on. It's just I hadn't made it a real like. Now some guys, their way to resettle would be going to the gym in the morning or something, and that settles that, man. Some people, I guess, coffee, but I don't know. I don't want coffee to be the thing to get me back on track, because you know what I mean. Doesn't seem to be a sustainable way to keep my head focused. All right, I think everything is out of my way. Hey, Ethan, let me give you this. Can you grab this for me? Put this over there. Everything's out of my way. All right, I'm gonna try to replace this handle. And let me see if I can get my stuff in order. How do I escape out of this? Oh. This is it right here? Yeah. Ah, sweet. What game is this? Kenshin? Kenshin Impact. Okay, Kenshin Impact. Oh, okay. All right, hold on. Come on, do it again. Holy cow, man. Where at? The window? I mean, on the taskbar, right? You know, this is probably the last time you're gonna use this laptop for that, right? Ethan's like, come on, Dad. Okay. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna share with you guys something that came over my head yesterday. I'm gonna ask you what you think about it, but I'm gonna replace this handle while I'm at it. So I'm gonna ask you what you think about it. Welcome to the shop. Welcome to the shop. Thanks for taking a few minutes to peek into the door and see what we're doing inside here. And so I welcome you guys to my space here, my little universe. Okay. And I ponder the universe in my little shop. So thanks for stopping by. Okay. So here's my dilemma. It's an ongoing dilemma. Okay, I think about it a lot. So I'm in the service business and the sales business, right? And both of those things are, they're part of the business, right? Service and sales, right? So just like, let's think about, I don't know, just think about politics, I guess, if you want to do that. Service and sales. So you sell people on, I'm going to give you these services. Okay, so you sold them. Now that you sold them, you have to service them, right? Same thing with me. If I sell somebody a car, if I'm a car person, you provide a service, like service apartment or whatever. But the thing is, we shouldn't be banking on the people breaking their stuff so they can come back. You know what I mean? That really, if you think about it, that's probably not the way to go. You see what I'm saying? And certain businesses, right? So I kind of look at it as two ways, right? They're two, like, man, I don't know how to put it, man, but it's like two categories that we're in. So we're either servicing problems in society, right? Or we're selling new things, building new things, creating new opportunities, selling new items and whatever, right? So one system, right? Think about it. One system requires you or needs someone to be in trouble for it to prosper, right? Because you're solving a problem, right? Which is good. Nothing wrong with solving problems. The other system, though, requires really you got to fill a need, a want, a desire, improvement, and even if the people don't know they desire it yet, you'll introduce it to the public and say, hey, I have this new gadget. I think it'll make your life better, okay? And it's only blah, 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 whatever it costs, right? So you have those two systems here. You have someone who, people want distractions, so you create the gladiator ring, right? Football, you know what I mean? People love competition, they go to see it. Football is not really solving a dire problem or something like that. And maybe it is, but it's the goal is to attract eyes and audience to watch it, because people who want to watch the sport, okay, that's the desire, right? So here's the dilemma. How do you prevent yourself? Let's say you're a crisis management person. You're for racial equity, justice, etc. You're a rehab place, right? Okay, that's a way different model than somebody who is selling furniture or building new buildings or building cars or whatever. Because one, you're servicing. Wow, look at this damn thing. One, you're servicing a need, and the other, you're selling. You're selling on, like, if you want a bigger house, I can make you a bigger house. If you like a big thing, I can make you this. If you want a fast car, I can make you a fast car, right? A fast car is not solving a problem for, like, society's needs or something. You get what I mean? Okay, so how do you avoid being the kind of person that need the stuff to be broken in order for you to exist, in order for you to have a job, in order for you to make money? How do you avoid being that kind of individual, that you need the trouble, like you need the problem to be there in order for you to be relevant? And how do you know when someone is fanning the flames of the problem? Because if the problem did not exist, my organization wouldn't exist, or my mission wouldn't be valid. It would be, I wouldn't have a mission anymore. I went to school for this mission, right? So how do you avoid not seeing it everywhere and even creating it when there's none? I saw this lady, a video was posted, and she went to a restaurant, and the restaurant is fairly empty, And I get some people's preference, man. I totally get it, right? Someone gave an example of imagine if you're at a stall and somebody walk up next to you and start peeing next to the stall you're in. You know, it's irritating, right? So she was irritated that somebody sat next to her or behind her, and she recorded it as if it's like, I'm like, what's your point now, right? What's your point? So she's mad that the guy happened to be a white guy that sat behind or sat next to her. So he's eating in the booth over there. And I'm like, you're reading a whole lot into it, but you want this to be an issue. You didn't even talk to the guy. You didn't have an encounter. He didn't say nothing to you, but you want it to be an issue. And that's, a lot of us are like that. So how do you avoid being that person, right? You know what I'm saying? You have a company that needs funding, and the funding comes from people in dire straits. So if people are not in dire straits, you don't get any more funding. So what do? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of messed up. But yes, this service is needed out there, yeah, you know, because things happen, right? But how do you not want the service? You want the service to be there, be relevant, prosper. You want to get more money every year. You want to get funding. So you need the problem to be there unconsciously. It's weird. You need the problem to be. You need people to be. Because I used to hear these people. I'm like, why you guys talk like this? I'm like, you must need the problem to be here in order for you to get the money for this thing. So how do you avoid not being greedy for negative problems? Just like you say people are greedy, corporations are greedy, right? How do you avoid being greedy and not wanting, like being a victim because it fills a need, or it fills a financial need, or emotional need, or psychological need, or, you know what I'm saying? Wow, look at this. This thing is destroyed. Not only is the handle broken, this thing is burnt. Look at that. All of that's messed up. I gotta reattach everything and find a way to fix that. Right? Right? So like, I don't want this problem to happen. You see what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, man? Who's that? As men, I don't want the problem to happen. Like, I don't want this to be a problem. I don't mind selling you another machine. So, you know, I don't focus on you having a problem. Like, think about sales. When you're in sales, with sales, you have to create the need, right? Create the need, because the customer don't need it. They don't want it. They don't need it, right? So you got to create the need. You got to say, hey, listen, let me tell you, I have this item to show you. So I'm not interested in buying nothing right now. Listen, I'll be honest with you, because right now there's no need. So for you to try to sell them right now is stupid, right? So you say, listen, all I want is, maybe you can appeal to their, if they like you, if you can get them to like you first, you can appeal to their ability to say, listen, just give me 2 seconds of your time. Let me show you what I have. It won't take too long. No obligation, right? So they gave you the 2 seconds. Now you try to create a need for the product. You say, listen, let me tell you why you need this thing. Okay, you need this because you ever lost time doing this? You ever try to do this? You ever try to do that? And you create the need. Now you create the need. You create a want for it, okay? Now you say, do you want it? If it was affordable, would you get it? If it was a good deal, would you get it? Right? You create a now factor and you find a way for them to buy now. Okay, good. That's what a salesperson does. So they're not looking for you to be in desperate situations. They're looking to create a sales situation, right? It's a different attitude. So imagine if now I'm a fundraiser for a organization that helps bald-headed people, right, that wears glasses, okay? And these bald-headed people cannot fit into society properly because, you know, I don't know, we don't have enough here, okay? You need bald-headed people in order for your society to, your organization to continue. So what are you gonna do? How are you gonna get bald-headed people? Because you gotta have an epidemic of bald-headed people who feel like they're being left out of things because they have a bald head, And it's like we're raising money for these guys, man, and we got to help these guys, you know, get into society. If you're successful, you're out of business, right? If you're successful in abolishing the bald-headed people problem, and everyone now has hair, now you're out of business, right? So how do you prevent yourself from being addicted to this thing, greed, right? And where I got to find a way to create more bald-headed people. So you need the system to be broken. So there's a lot of folks, man, I think that need strife, they need racial problems, they need all kind of crap to still be functioning in our society in order for either their self-esteem or whatever it is they have going on, or for funding, for relevancy, whatever it is, man. You got to be beware that you're not falling into that trap of, because you can see the problem even when there's none. Like that lady in the restaurant, like I can see why I would sit next to somebody, right? Go into a restaurant, there's nobody there. You instinctively you can go next to next to where people are. It's like tribal, right? So why the person didn't feel like, maybe they felt more comfortable sitting next to me rather than sitting by myself? Why do I feel like they're antagonizing me by sitting next to me? It's that's a you problem, right? If I'm in a stall and someone comes sit next to me, it might be different, right? It's like, dude, give me a little bit of space. But it happens all the time, though. People will go, there's a stall over there. Guy comes sit next to you, and then you just do your business and leave. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna record. I'm gonna like, look, take a look at this guy there. I'm over here and peeing, and he come and pee next to you. You gonna put my phone up and start recording? Come on, man. Don't be ridiculous. But people like seeing themselves that way. And unfortunately, it spreads, and then you have a whole community feels like that. You have children, and people start looking for. They're looking for those situations where there's none. They'll create it because they need it in order for that idea to be legit in their mind. This is legit. So I was thinking about that, man. It's two different business models, guys. Okay. If you're a creator, you're creating things and hope people want it, right? And you're gonna advertise it and you hope people want it. But if you're not a creator and you're saying we're gonna provide you this protection, we're gonna provide this, then how do you prevent yourself from being tempted to want the strife, to not really want your thing to be successful? Because if you're successful, you're out of business. It's crazy. So I think about stuff like that, and then I was like, you know what? Let me run it by people, see what they think about it. Why keep this problem alive? Why keep this problem alive? You know what I'm saying? Why keep this problem alive? Because we need it to be alive. Without the problem being alive, we're not relevant. We need it to be alive. We gotta see it everywhere. It's everywhere. Oh my gosh. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Where? Where is it? Everywhere. Look. It's in the grocery store. What are you talking about? That lady standing behind me, she was saying something or whatever. I bet you she was thinking it. Thinking what? Bald-headed people. She don't like us. It's like, what talking about, lady? Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, all I'm doing right now. I still did it wrong. I did it too fast. Let me show you what I got to do now. Let me take this apart. So all I was doing was cleaning these wires here because it's a limited space to work with on these. This is an Electrolux, old school Electrolux, and you got limited space here, right? So what I'm really just looking to do is this, right? Oh man, now I gotta open this again. All I'm looking to do, let me take this out. I don't know why I put it back in there. I'm going to get a replacement of this whole handle that fell apart. This whole thing just broke up, just fell all apart. Okay, and it happens. I'm sure there's a lot of people with these old school Electroluxes that is still out there like this. Okay. Well, give me 1 second. Let me pull into the live and see what's happening, guys. Hold on. Let me see. Thanks for taking a peek into my world here for a second, folks. Am I signed out for real? I'm signed out. Let me sign back in. And it's like I was telling the guys the other day, it's like if you were walking by my store, you stuck your head in and you're like, hey, Wayne, what's going on? And we just shoot the breeze. So right now we're just shooting the breeze. Is that cool? I'm trying to get my stuff back on. All right, what's going on here, man? I'm trying to get to my studio so I can see any recent comments or any questions that people may have that I may have to answer. Oh my gosh, man! What? Come on! I'm trying to see you guys. What's this? Power, battery. Ethan.
Yeah.
Help me out here real quick. Run over here and make sure this thing is plugged in. Did you take the charger over there with you?
No, it's over there.
Where is it at? Just plug it in for me, real. Yeah, plug it in for me. The battery is having a battery problem. On the other side. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Love battery. Okay, so let me get to my live. Right. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Yo. Am I live? Am I? Hey, what's up, man? What's up? Under Gumdress. I love these names. Gum trees? I'm sorry, my eyes are screwed. Wait. Am I in the wrong? Am I in the right? Where am I right now? What's going on? That's crazy. Can you imagine if I went on the wrong thing? Guys, give me a second. Let me see where I am. Let me see where I am. I may be on the wrong thing, guys. I don't know what the hell is happening to my my account here right now. But it'll be so funny if I'm on the wrong account and I did everything ass backwards. If it is, it's fine. I'm okay with it. You know, I'll deal. Let me see something. No. I'm supposed to be in the right account. I can't see my chat. All right, I'll fix it later, man. I can't even bother with this right now. You know what? Let me close out everything. Let me keep it moving. I'm gonna try my best to see what's happening over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm live. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll see it in a second. All right, so let me see if I can do this with my limited space that I have here. Space is not the problem. I'm the one that selected the space, so I take the hit for that, right? So, yeah, but man, this thing it trips me out. You know, it trips me out because you know that people need services and people need things. It's a slippery spot to be in because I can see when I watch, I can see people wanting to make something greater than it is because they need it to be greater than it is in order for them to be able to spout what they need to spout and for it to be true. You know, and it's a weird place to be in. I'm not sure what kind of gymnastics you got to do with your brain to make it work, but it happens. You know, it happens. You know, you have to see danger everywhere and to say, hey, no, we need these things. It's like, and then when the danger don't show up, when they don't show up the way they think it's supposed to, it's like, what do you say now? You know, it's like, what do you say now? I mean, what do you see? And then what kind of life is that to live? To constantly need danger, or not danger, but need you need something to, you need the oppression, or you need the what do you call it? Like you need the ailment, or you need that thing, you need that vice to cripple people in order for you to have this thing that's necessary to help the crippled people. You know, it's a weird spot, man. And I always ponder that. I always ponder that. How do you know? Anyway. All right. I'm just trying to I'm trying to get this in. Now what I have here, this is weird because what I have here is this little thing and I have to fit it into this little space. And what it does, it helps the cord stay. And I've never been good at this. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, and somebody out there has probably seen me do this and said, Wayne, you should do it this way. And I'll take the instruction, trust me. But I got it in here. Okay, so this is the back of the handle. I'm gonna have to stick this. I'm gonna have to stick it up there. I gotta stick it up there. All right. So now that it's in here, now my problem is going to be to connect the wiring and make sure it's done right and it's smooth and clean, and we can rock and roll. So I'm gonna connect our lead white wires together, make sure that these guys are tucked and snug and everything else, and then I got to get my my lead wire, my main positive wire here, and I have to get it, and it looks like it requires an L shape prawn, and I don't really have an L-shaped prawn at my shop right now, so I'm gonna have to get creative with this. Okay, I'm gonna have to get creative with this. Now take a look. These power switches, they do give you holes in them. Okay, this is not the way I would want to do this, but if you're at home and you have to do a quick repair and you don't have those prongs, you can literally put it like your needle in a thread in a needle, but then you would have to get like a soldering. You can solder right there, okay. You can coat it with some kind of electrical tape, liquid electrical tape type of a thing. Not this one, but get some liquid electrical tape, and this could probably work too. So that's one way. Or you can order some of these connectors here that have that exact shape, okay? The ones I have are kind of straight. Now, it looks like someone did something here and they bent it. So they had a straight one, look at that. And I may have to redo this because this looks like it's probably having a stress. It's probably stressing right here at this spot. I don't know if you can see it. It looked like it's stressing right here. Let me see if I can see some more of these chats, man. This thing was messing up today. I would hate for it to do that. And I can't answer you guys, especially if you have a question about a cleaner or something. Just to remind you guys, we just had a giveaway the other day, and I just shipped it off this morning. Sent out the tracking number to our winner. It was a Bissell Green Little Select portable upholstery cleaner, and so one of the guys who watch our channel, he was able to win it. It was a drawing. I'm gonna do another one before the year is over, so give you a shot, man. See if you win. I love stuff like that. All right, I love putting up the contest, and I love being in contests where I can win something. It's all fun, Okay, let's see what I got. Is it here? Come on, man. Oh my God, that is the wildest thing. So, do me a favor. See if you can log into my stream. And you may just have to help me out and let me know what's seeing, because I'm trying to use these things here, and those words are so tiny. Can you see it? On the gum tray. Let me see. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of clearance. I'll be perfectly honest with you, man. I don't like this design. I really do hate this design. You see it? Okay, thanks a lot. If something else pop up, let me know, because I can't see it properly. I don't like the design. I'll be perfectly honest with you. There's not a whole lot of room, and everything is like this. It's really awkward. And unfortunately, this particular design, to me, it creates a problem. Okay, the design itself creates a problem. Like, you're likely to have an issue with this. Imagine that. Now I've reimagined some of this sometimes because I put different handles on these type of machines. I can't find, like they will have some handles that would have like, you know, like this kind of a setup or whatever. So then you have to kind of reimagine how that handle was set, but you'll get it maybe from a Pro Team or some other similar vacuum. But I don't like this design, man. There's hardly any room here to do anything. Let me see what you have here. Is this the broken side? No. Yeah, there's hardly any room, man. So, and what do you do, man? I'm not bashing the people who designed this thing, man. It's, you know, they did the best they can with what they had at the time and all that good stuff. But I personally don't like this design. I think it's it creates an issue, especially for service. It creates a service issue. Okay? And there's very little. This is the beginning, I believe. This is the front. Okay? Right? Right? And then the back, this is kind of what we have to work with. So you put your switch in here and it's just not a whole, it's just, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna work on something else in the meantime, but this is what I'm gonna do. Let me connect this wire, and let me just make sure that we have power. Okay, so that's right now. That's what I want to check for, and I'm gonna piece this top part of it, you know, a little bit later on. I'm gonna get it done. Okay.
Do you have any old L connectors you can use?
You know what? Thank you. I may in the back. And that's not. I thank you for that. That's actually a good idea. And then use some shrink. I got power. It was already on. Let me check the brush at the bottom. Also, make sure that the brush roll is turning. Sweet. Okay. So at least I know that power's good. And I'll just take some time, some tedious time to go through and just properly connect that together, right? And let me move on to my next little piece here. I got a backpack that I'm gonna have to rewire. Now watch this. I'm gonna do the same. Really, it's really the same thing I'm doing. I'm going to be putting a power switch and connectors together, but the setup is different. So you have it's a different set of problems. So we'll see. Let's see. Let me move this out the way. But I will be connecting this, and I'm gonna look for that L shape. And thanks for that suggestion. Okay. Thanks for the suggestion. All right. Okay. Yeah. On the gum trees. That's cool, man. I tell you, man. I swear, I love the names that some of you guys are choosing. It shows you the real creativity of the public. Okay. It shows you the real creativity, man. Okay. Yep. I swear, man. I feel the same way about. I mess around when I'm talking about like education for the kids and all that stuff, and I don't know how to do it on a large scale, man. I'll be honest with you, because people feel like talking about the problem is solving the problem. Talking about the problem isn't solving the problem. Solving a problem is solving a problem. It sounds like circular, right? Solving a problem is solving a problem, you know? Okay, there's this verse. Right? Let me see if I can find the damn verse. It's in Ecclesiastes. Something about leaning on the right versus leaning on the left. And it has to do with the way they saw, you know, those kind of things. That has nothing to do with politics. I'm just talking about leaning on the right, leaning on the left. And it has to do with, if you really think about it, in that particular analogy of that, it's somewhere in Ecclesiastes. Just look it up. Something about right and left. but again, like I said, it has nothing to do with politics. I'm not dealing with our politics. But what it has to do with is you have folly and foolishness and emotional, leading by your emotions kind of thing. Then you have more grounded, more analytical way of kind of approaching problems. When we are problem solving, guys, right? We have to be analytical. We can't use too much of an emotional attachment to anything while we're solving problems, because it doesn't solve the problem. It might make us feel good or something, but it doesn't solve the problem. So I got to go at certain things, and solve the problem.
He said his name came from when he looked out of a window.
Uh-huh.
He saw a gum tree and a branch.
Oh wow, oh, that's cool. That's what's up, man. That's all right. Isn't that how inspiration comes, like out of nowhere? Like we look at something, we listen to somebody, and we get inspired, just like that. Like, wow. I say run with it. Like what you did is what I recommend to my kids, myself. Run with it, man. Run with it. You got inspired, do something with it, because it'll fizzle away. It'll go. Like it's currency. Like look at inspiration like that. Like it's currency. It comes in, and it'll keep floating, and you're like, man, I was thinking about this thing. And then when it comes back to you when someone else come up with the name, and you look online and someone else has your name. It's like, damn it, man, I had that name. How the hell did he get it? Or it could be an idea, Where's the Ethan? Oh, here it is. Sorry, Ethan, man. I keep leaning on you, man, for everything. Okay, so now this one, there's not a lot of space in here, but it's a different setup. Okay. Now, believe it or not, Protein, they have a similar model to that Electrolux I was working on. They kind of fixed it a little, but not. You still don't have that much space. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Let me see. Hey, Ethan. Go see if you see that Pro Team upright back there. Okay, so let me try to put this back together, okay? All right, let me try to, now that we have this in, this is the female lead for this thing. This is the male lead. So what we're gonna do, let me make sure I put this in the right numbers, because last time I did it wrong and I messed everything up. It's like honestly, man, look, when it comes to solving problems with these, a lot of the times we're human, man, so we're going to do it. We're going to lean one way or the other one time or another. It happens. But if you can, oh, dude, I think I remember what I had to do here. I think I remember what I have to do here. Wait. Let me make sure I'm right. Oh my gosh, I gotta make sure I'm right here. You don't see it? Okay. I gotta make sure I'm right here. If I am not mistaken, this guy goes in here. Right? And then this guy connects to here. Right? It's better when you have one in front of you, because then you can just copy what you have. But when you don't, man, now your memory gonna have to do its job, man. And now my memory is acting like a booger wooger. Okay, let me make sure I'm right. Coño. I think I'm right. But why do I think I'm missing something? I gotta look back at some of my old videos when I made this thing, because my brain is shutting down on me right now. Anyway, so I'm gonna fit this in here, okay? And I'm gonna fit this guy right about here, okay? Let's see if I'm right. And watch this. And this guy goes right about here, okay? And this guy goes right about here, okay? So this gives you a little bit more room to, wait, nope, wrong. This guy goes here. Golly, man, what happened to me? This guy goes here. Let's do this again. Because I had it in the right place and I moved everything. This guy goes here. This guy goes here. This guy goes here. Right? And this guy goes here. Voila. Golly, damn. I got it. I got it now. So now that I did all that, okay, then I get the cover. Okay, so it's a little, you know, it's still tight. And if you're gonna work on something like this, it's best that you either record yourself or you take pictures along the way, so you don't find yourself, you know, forgetting where everything goes, like what just happened to me here. but I have the video, so I'm gonna pull it back up to verify everything. So now when I close this up, okay, even though it's tight, okay, it's still, to me, it's still a better scenario than the other one I was just working on. Because to me, it's still tight. It's still a tight fit, okay, and everything's got to be precise, right? See that? See, it's still a tight fit, but it, you know, and that's it. And that's why sometimes you just pay the guys, man. I was just changing a bulb on my son's car. And golly, the fit was ridiculous. It was a tight fit for the bulb. And I couldn't get the front part out. So I was like, golly, man, you know. So my son and I we just kept at it until finally, I'm gonna put all the rest of this stuff in here. I don't think this is not even the right screw for this. Because I felt it was a little bit tough, but I love things like these because it challenges your mind and it allows you. This is definitely not the right screw for this, because it's smaller screws. It allows you to problem solve and tap into part of you that, you know. Because think about it, we get jacked up every day. People be triggering us every day, triggering our emotions every day, and you can't just run off of your emotional field, man. You're gonna have to use a lot of logic to exercise that part of your brain, okay? And solving problems, fixing things is one good therapy for that, okay? I think. Okay, yeah. So let me go. Let me put at least one screw in this thing. I moved the screws somewhere, but I want to put the right ones in here. The smaller screws, and I just want to hold one in. I don't want this thing to fall apart on me. And then I'm gonna move on to the next victim. I'll move on to the next victim. Hold on. Let me see if you can see anybody. Yeah, it is. Right. It's tight but organized. Right. You know, I don't feel that way about the other one. Okay, I'm just gonna hold this in place for now. So at least I'll put one screw in here for now, because I'm gonna wrap it up off the camera. All right, and I think those screws went in here for this thing. But yeah, man, just be mindful of that, man, because it's like weird, you know. It's a weird mental space to be in where you have to see the problem. Like, you cannot believe the problem is solved, right? And the way I see the world is like, I want to solve the problem, right? Because that's the business I'm in. My business is to solve problems. And I can't imagine me wanting the problem to stay mentally, right? That's kind of a weird spot for me to be in. Like I can't mentally, you know, I can't want the problem to stay. I can't, but guess what it can turn you into? It can give you like a savior complex. You know, like you're here to save all the poor people, right? Because of this problem. And you can literally try to make the problem bigger than it is unconsciously. Because you're here to save all the people. That's your purpose. But what happens if you succeed? What do you do now? So unconsciously, you want the problem to stick. So people in that kind of a field would have to be conscious of that desire to not see a solution, because you need a victim in order for you to have your victim service. You know, it's weird. Okay. Like imagine the lawn guys, right? The lawn guys, I think, is providing a different business because you're selling people on saving time, right? So rather than you doing this yourself and exerting yourself and be down here in the hot sun, hey, pay me to do it, and this way you can spend more time with the family and you can work. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to deal with the bugs. You don't have to deal with the thing. So yes, that's a problem, but that's not really a problem. If you get what I'm saying, that's like a desire. So you're creating a need for a desire that the person never had. It's like, man, I cut my grass all the time. You know, I never had a problem with it. And now you tell a person, well, I mean, imagine how much more time you would have, to do your own personal projects or to go, take care of yourself, hang out with your family, do other things, and you start thinking about it. It says, what's my time worth? Okay, you know what? All right, I'll pay you the $80 a month or whatever the cost is to cut my grass. It's worth the time. You're filling a need that is not necessarily he's not a victim. Okay, you have a desire. You know what I'm saying? But if he was someone that you're like, I don't know, systemically, his grass don't get cut as good as everybody. So then in order for you to keep having that service that supplied the service for the systemically oppressed guy with the grass, you need more systemically oppressed people with grass in order for you to stay in business. It's messed up. And it can mess with people's heads. Okay? All right, let's see what we got. What else we got? I just got in 6 sharks, man. I got to figure out what's wrong with them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them right now. 6 sharks. Just came in this morning. I want to double check this other backpack here. I want to make sure that I check its power switch because it was a power issue. You also want new problems to come along? Yeah, you know what? That's the thing, That's what I'm saying, man. It's weird, man. It's a weird spot. Like if I was selling my lawn service, it's not like I want people to have problems with the lawn per se. Like pest control. Okay? Pest control. I have a neighbor who has a pest control business. The pests are here, and there are people who don't want pests, right? Now, it'll be messed up if he kept inventing new pests to tell them that it's there in their house and the pests are not there. Maybe it's ants, and he's saying, hey, there's a new breed of ants, and these ants are even worse. And then that can lead people to be unscrupulous, because then you don't want your pest guy bringing like these genetically ants and dropping them in your damn yard, and then they infest your yard. Because that's how far it can go. It can go to where you're creating the problem so you can solve the problem, because guess what? There's no more problems. So it's like, damn, everybody, no one have ants problems. God, what do I do? Right? Now, if you're a business person, if you're positive, you're optimistic, you're going to find a new service that you can sell to people, but you're not going to create a problem for them. And that's how a lot of our social stuff is like that, where people will strum up the problem, create it, push it, even when it's not there. So that lady today that I saw in that restaurant, that's just a mindset that I recognize, and I like, holy cow. Imagine there's a whole industry that think like that lady, that will just see someone sitting in a restaurant and automatically assume and want other people to jump in the bandwagon to assume that that person sat next to her because that person is what? If you're, come on, man, he's eating. What other vulnerable spot you're gonna be in? His back is against hers. He's eating. That's a comfort spot when you're eating. Think about it. You're in a comfort spot, right? And if you really just want to eat by yourself and you don't want the camaraderie of people around you, you're gonna go in a corner by yourself, right? And if you're a white person, let's say, that hate black people, you're not gonna go sit next to a black person to eat on purpose if you have all that other room. So what is she creating? That's what I was saying. I was like, come on. People just have a tendency to like to be near other people. Why isn't that your first instinct? So there are other people who also, now imagine now an organization who thinks like that, like a whole organization that thinks, a whole group of people who thinks like that. That's not a good place to be. That's all I'm saying. All right? Counterproductive. Okay? It's counterproductive. I have relatives who are lawyers, and can you imagine if I've had this conversation before with them? I said, it's weird, right? That you're in a business, you're a lawyer, but your business require people to be in trouble, right? But you can't find yourself wishing people were in trouble, right? it's like, because that's, oh my God, this thing is brittle. Oh my gosh, it's brittle. Why did I even trouble it, huh? It's brittle on the inside. Wow. It's brittle. I just went like this and it broke the plastic piece right below it. I gotta order this. Hey, Ethan. I need you to pull up the schematics on this guy. I may need to order this piece right here. Coño, you know why it was brittle? You know why it was brittle? Okay, so this came out. Big holes right here, so they just fell out. In other words, this is supposed to be like, look at this. The whole thing is burnt. That's why this plastic is brittle. Ay, ay, ay. This thing melted. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna give you the model number, okay? You ready? Ethan? SCM 1282. We need to get schematics. We're gonna have to order some things for this. Okay? Okay then, that's that. We solved that problem. We solved that problem. Okay, what's next? Well, at least I know what the problem is. We have to get parts for this thing. Golly, man. Oh. Okay, happens. Especially when they're being used a lot. Okay? When they're being used a lot, they just get burnt out after a while, and you just have to change them. It's what it is. Okay? And if you look at these things, there's really there's no rescuing this thing. Because if you do it, even if you try to cut it short, I mean, you can, but then now now it's going to be about here. You're reducing it. So I don't know. Well, I'll have to have a conversation, but it's best to just replace this whole thing, replace this, possibly the power switch. Okay. If the damage didn't go any further than just the burnt ends. Okay. We'll see. All right. Okay. So Let's keep all this together for now. We're gonna move on. All right, folks. Next one. All these broken parts. That's the title of the video. And I didn't even think this was broken, man. I didn't know this was broken. All right. Look at that. Huh? You see how things work? Honestly, man, it's like overheating. It happens, man. You know, like you're drawing a lot on these things, and sometimes it starts with one, and then they just kind of, you know, they just move over to the next one. Sometimes a carbon brush is the one that starts the problem. One thing starts the other thing, and you know, it's start overload. It happens. It happens to a lot of vacuums. It happens to a lot of vacuums, man. And it's just, you just swap it out, okay? And you swap it out and you change it, okay? And that's it. Remember that one of those lines are always hot. It's always running hot. So, you also need the proper insulation. Now, I'm assuming that they manufactured it with the proper insulation, you know, so I'm not going to assume that it's a defect, that they did nothing wrong, because I think they used this for a lot of years. So just over time. All right. Let's see. I have 6 of these. Let me find one that this one looks good. This is the one I put the thing on. All right, let's try this one. This one looks simple. This is a simple guy. Is David? Yo, what's up, homie? David, yo, man, how's it going? Hey, family's good, man. Go see my mom tomorrow, David. Thanks a lot. You just missed Ethan, his big afro, and Emmanuel should be coming down from college to come pick up his car. He want his car back. I'm been zimming around in his little car, thinking I'm 20 again, speeding around town. Now he's like, take your SUV. I want my little 2-door back. How do you say no, man? How you say no, right? How you talk about it coming? It's like, you sure you want to come today? You don't want to come next week? How do you do that? Oh, man. All right, let's see what's up with this guy. This guy here looks like they put this guy through a ringer. Nah, David, today we were chatting about we were chatting about how it's real easy to be it's real easy to fall into a trap of wanting certain. Okay, well, I'll go straight to it. There's like certain social conditions you want it to continue because your particular service, your funding, your whatever it is, even when it's gone, you want to create a new one because you need it to be alive. If it's not alive, it's no relevancy. So I was comparing it to businesses. You know, like you have most business start and they come up with an idea to provide a service that maybe they saw a need in the market and they say, okay, or they want to create a need, right? One of the ideas the sales guys used to tell me that there was an analogy he had about a guy that went to a tribe, right? And they were trying to sell sneakers. And one of the salespeople came back and said, man, we can't develop this new territory, man. I mean, there's nothing to compare it to. Like, these guys don't have sneakers down there. They don't have shoes, you know. They all they're barefooted. So they're like, all right, man, no problem. So they have a new guy, right? This new guy is brand new. He's not seasoned or nothing. He's never dealt with real objections, right? No failures or nothing like that. And he was optimistic, wants to prove himself. And they send the new guy into the territory. And then after a few months, the new guy called back and said, oh my gosh, man, this is the best thing. I need you guys to send me more shoes. And the guy says, why? You know, the company president, you know, what's going on? You know, I mean, I thought these guys, down there don't have any shoes and they may not be interested. That's the reason why I want more shoes because these people have no shoes. They have no shoes. That's why I'm selling so much, man. It's a wide open territory. So, one person they look at the problem one way, another guy look at the problem one way, and you get different outcomes. So a lot of businesses, they may want to create an opportunity. They'll go out there and say, I'm gonna show you what my services can do for you, and it can give you new opportunities and new things and new this, and you can build this and you can do that, and it's about aspiring to build and grow, while another requires things to be bad and the same in order for that company to be relevant. And I'm like, how do we navigate that? Because both of those things exist here, So how do you navigate that? I'm of the guy that wanna, obviously people who need help, they need services, they need help. But how do we monitor that, man, where we don't try to create the problem in order for for their rescue to be relevant? You know what I'm saying? I like firefighters, but I kind of wish they didn't have work to do, You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have a fire in order to give these guys work to do, right? And you don't want to fake fires, and you don't want to create new fires, and so keep training, but I hope you guys never see a fire, honestly, right? Versus other people see fires everywhere and they want to create a fire if there's none. And that's kind of how I see some of these folks in our society. Okay? So, but anyway, let's plug this guy in and see. And I still can't. So how do you see my stuff, Ethan, man? Because let me see something. Maybe I can see it another way. Okay? Because the way I'm doing it regular is not working. Come on, baby. Well, live. Let me click over here. I want to be able to see the chats, and I can't see it. It wouldn't be here. What would it be?
If you're on your own channel.
So what? You want me to change channels?
Yes.
Golly, man. Okay. What do you mean? Okay, let's try it. Sweet. Yeah, my studio is acting like a booga wooga. Here I am, coño. I found it. I took the volume down. I gotta make sure you can't see me. Okay. And awesome. There we go. David, all right. David. Yeah, bro. I was thinking about you, man. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, man. Lance. Who's that? Yeah. Under the gum trees. You're right. You're right. I wish I could find the damn thing. You're right. If you're in public, I mean, honestly, man, look, you wanna dress, do whatever. I mean, we're in America, man. You wanna dress, you wanna do what you wanna do. That's fine, right? Do I want certain norms to be the thing? Of course, it's our personal desires. Are there a lot of people that really go way outside the norm, and you just tolerate them? They're right there, whatever. All right, you're doing your thing. But it's like when it's being imposed on you or pushed on you and all this other, then you may have a pushback. You may, hey, come on, man, what's up, right? But you can sit wherever you want to sit, right? We live in a society. You can go wherever you want to go. You can do anything you want to do, within the laws and the means and all that good stuff. If you work for somebody, know that there's a possibility that if you misrepresent the company, they may just say, hey, we don't approve of this. You're giving us a bad name, and then a person. So it happens. It's just the way it is. Not everything is about sexism, racism, Not everything is about these things. Sometimes people are just screwed up. Sometimes people are just nasty people. But I really think she showed more about herself in that video than she was trying to show about the person. Because all the guy did, when I saw the video and behind her, all he was doing was eating. And I just put myself, I said, wait a second. When I'm eating, man, I want to be comfortable when I'm eating. You know, if I'm going to go sit down at a restaurant, I want to feel secure. I want to feel good. You know, some of the guys, we want to be in a situation. Depends on your life. If you want to, if you want your back against the wall, that you can see the people coming in, whether or not that bothers you or not. You know, that might be a different thing. But so if you're going to go sit next to someone, it's not because you're showing hate, man. Now, is it possible? Yeah. But is that the first thing that's going to come to my mind? No. Because I know I kind of look at myself and say, now, what would I do? It depends. You know, it all depends, man. It all depends. It all depends. So, but you start seeing that stuff everywhere you go. That shows a lot more about you than it is. Because the guy didn't say nothing, didn't do nothing. Now, at that point, if he said something or did something, okay, yeah, you know. But just being there, come on, man. What are you telling me? Tell me who you are without telling me who you are, right? Huh, can this come out? Okay. All right. Let me plug this bad boy in. And let's see what kind of power we have, and then we'll test the brush roll and see what's going on. Okay, let's see what we got. Why did I take it off in the first place? Golly. No power. No power. So where would you check first? You tell me, where would you check first, right? I have no power coming into this thing. Okay? I'm only moving the hose out the way because I just don't want it in my way. So where would you check first? Who can give me a good answer on that one? Okay, where would you check first? I plugged it in the wall. Let me check. Let me change the plug. I changed it. Okay. I know where I would check first. And believe it or not, to me, it's the easiest thing. It's easier than the other thing I was thinking about. All right, let me show you where I would check first on this. Okay, I'm gonna show you where I would check first. First, I want to get this trash off of here. I may want to wipe it down a little bit. I hate messing with machines that's really dirty. Okay, so let me get this off of here. Okay, this is out the way. I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna check first. Believe it or not, I'm actually gonna check the cord first. All right, I'm gonna check the cord first because either way, in order for me to get to the power switch, well, let me see something. Is this one of those where I can probably? Let me see if this is one of those I can cheat a little bit. Let me see something. Ethan, I need a flathead. Give me a flathead. Let me see if I can cheat a little bit. I got it. Thank you, sir. So now you see these up here? I'm gonna try to get the flathead right under here and see if I can pop this up. And maybe, right? We'll see. But my instincts tell me it's the cord. But I could be wrong because this would be the third power switch we worked on today. And then I'm gonna call it out. Let's see. Okay, now it's back up. Okay, I'm gonna find out what's going on. Golly, damn. Oh my gosh, man. One thing after another. What do you do? Okay, these are Torx screws. It might be a T20. What do you do, man? You just deal with it and you keep moving and you try to adjust and you try to make it better next time. That's all. That's all you can do. Well, I'm gonna just spend all afternoon complaining. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do? So David said he was working on that machine, so you sanded it. That's what's up, man. Yo, listen, I'll be honest with you. I get like that too, where something just knocked me out so much. I feel like I just got manhandled with some of these machines, man. And it's just, what are you gonna say? It's not fair? That's the job, right? It's like, what makes me feel like when you I've never been in the military, but I respect the training and the discipline and all that stuff that the guys have to go through. I totally get it, and it's like, what do you do? Deal with it. The idea is for you to become so good you can handle any situation that comes in front of you. You're sharp, you're on top of your game, you're prepared, you're fit, you can handle the situation as it comes. That's gotta feel good at the end. It's gotta feel like you got yourself under control. That you feel capable of doing stuff. So that's how we got to handle our work, with that same attitude, if you really think about it. What are you going to do? Make excuses? The car is too tough. Oh my God, the car is... man, you just cut right through that thing, sand it, get it painted, right? And then afterwards, we'll talk about it, like, this damn car, man, this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all. We could share our war stories later. Right now, we gotta solve the problem, man. Right now, we gotta solve the problem. That's it. Golly. Every time I need my torque, man, I moved it. It's somewhere else, especially the extra long ones like these, that I need to go all the way in. These are in deep. This particular type of, this one is in deep. I may have to go to the back and find the other T20 that's this size, But it's also, not only is it this size, but it's a security screw. So just a regular T20 won't do the job. You need the T20 with the hole in it, that little hole right here. Okay, can you see if you can find one of these for me? Oh, maybe a stack. It looks like this, Ethan. It looks like that. And just bring me another one, okay? And I'll look through those. All right. My son's off school this week, so he's working with me. So like tomorrow's payday. So I'm gonna pay him tomorrow. Oh my gosh. You got it? All right. Okay, let me see. It's on me, man. I'm the one that moved the damn. How's this? I moved it, and I didn't put it back. Okay. It's on. You found something? Okay. Don't sweat it, bro. It's okay. Don't sweat it. Cause we know where we know where we put our stuff, so we have like an organized mess, organized chaos, and once in a while you can get away with that for a while, and then after a while it starts to kick your butt. That whole organized thing where, yeah, I know what my mess is, I know where it is, I know where everything is. And after a while, it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. Hold on. I think I got it. Let me see if I can use this here. Let's see. It might work. Nope. It's not gonna work. Okay. I'll have to put this to the side. I'm gonna have to take this to the back. Hey, it's what it is, man. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, David, you're right. Look. That attitude alone, David, that one attitude alone right there, that one attitude alone, okay? The idea of if I want to get it, okay, I need to deliver. Okay? Now, some people come up with business models where they can get paid before they deliver. Okay, fine. But you now still have to deliver, because then if eventually if you don't deliver, then that's it, right? You get, you know, out of business, or the people stop buying, or they, you know, they drag you or whatever. But that's the right attitude. If I want it, I have to deliver. Okay, so now what is it that they're looking for? Right? What is it they're looking for? Right? You know, if you're in sports, you want a big check, you're gonna have to deliver wins. The same thing. It's the same attitude, man. And if that attitude is not the thing leading the ship, then the attitude is, well, can I still get it if I still don't deliver? It's not fair that I don't get it if I don't deliver. The reason why I didn't get to deliver is because of this systemic blah, 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 blah. And that's why I think you should still give it to me, because I think I deserve it. And I probably deserve it better than that guy, because that guy has always had it. And it's not fair that he's always had it and I didn't have it. So you should give it to me. No. No, there's nowhere do we work like that. But people think like that. They come to work like that. Like they want to get paid without delivering. Dude, what is the company hiring you for? Okay, deliver. Are they paying you every week? Really? You getting paid every week? Holy cow. Then dude, you better deliver every week. Now, it's not enough money. They should be paying me more. Okay, then you need to go negotiate and get some more money. And then if you don't get the more money, then you have to decide whether or not you can hold out, you can wait, you have to change, you have to come back to the table again, you have to increase your delivery, the speed of your delivery, the quality of your delivery, whatever it is. But the attitude is, if I want to get it, I have to deliver. That's the attitude, cut and dry, period, right? And if you run with that, that'll carry you, man. Even if you make mistakes doing it that way, you're better off than the guy. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that, my frame of mind with that. This guy said, if you're in sales, right, you can miss a few sales because you're too enthusiastic and you're too energetic, because some people might be turned off by that. But you will miss infinitely more sales if you're not enthusiastic and you're not energetic. Okay? So yes, right? There's no foolproof program. Yes, I can still fail if I try hard and I did everything I'm supposed to do. But the gamble is on my side if I approach it with that attitude. It makes more sense to me that way. That's it. So you got the right attitude, bro. You got the right attitude, man. You all right, man. I love to hear stuff like that, David. That's what's up. You got the right attitude. Let me see if I'm missing anything. I'm almost done for the morning. What time is it? 12:26. All right, I'm about to get out of here soon. No one wants to solve the problem, but you also want a new problem to come along, right? All right. And if you're in public, I got that. All right. That one's in another language. Not sure what it is. You know what? Maybe I can. Can I decipher that? What is that? Am I allowed to copy this? Can I copy that? Nope, I can't even copy that. All right, so I'm not sure what that says in another language. Boratius. All right. Why did it burn? Okay. Hey Wayne. Hope. Yeah. Thanks a lot again. All right. David said hi. That's it. All right. We're fantastic, man. That's it. Okay. There's one more. David. A guy at the shop said, reason I was organized because too lazy to look for my own stuff. He said the reason I'm organized because I was too lazy to look for my own stuff. You know what? I love that because that, yeah, whatever it takes, right? Like whatever your reasoning is to help you succeed, then that's the thing. Just don't use that same creative energy to find the reasons why you're failing, because you will always find a reason why you're failing, right? That's all. Okay. I'm just saying, if you're gonna gamble, there's a lot of reasons why you might not succeed, right? And you keep trying. It's okay. There's a lot of reasons, but your chances of success is worse if your skill is finding reasons not to succeed. That's what I'm saying. Your chances of success is worse if your actual main skill. I tell my son like this all the time. I said, you do not want excuses to become your number one skill. Okay? Because you will get good at it because you practice it. Okay? It's like, what are you good at? Making excuses. Really? Yeah, man, I'm really good at that, man. I can, what do you need? That person becomes like, what's those guys that write? They write the speeches for when the celebrities get in trouble, and those guys have a job too. They have an opportunity to make money in the industry. So celebrities get in trouble and they have to write the press release or whatever, and so they can come up with like, I'm really sorry that this happened. I said those words to whatever, and I've been re-educated with understanding the severity of the situation, and so I hope that it could be forgiven. It's like, all right, you know why he's doing this? For money. It's money, man. Someone told him, dude, what you just said is gonna cost us a couple of $1 billion, bro. You need to go out there and you need to apologize to. He said, what's wrong with what I said? I mean, I said the truth. Yeah, I know, but you got a few people that's offended, and So that guy who's good at excuses, right, and coming up with like lame stories, they got a job for that guy too out there. He still got to hustle though, because he's competing against a bunch of people that love making excuses, right? So there's a bunch of guys that can get that job. Oh man. So people say that you're a bad liar or whatever. It's not an insult, man. It's not an insult. It's telling you that you're trying to lie. This is not becoming of you. Don't do it. You're a bad liar. That's not an insult. Golly, man. I'm in a bad spot that I put myself in here just now. I'm gonna use this for my little thing here. Most of my stuff is I find myself between two shops and I keep taking these damn parts. I'm gonna, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to reevaluate my reasoning. I like what that guy said. The reason I'm organized is because I'm too lazy to go look for my stuff. You know what? I love that. I think I'm gonna grab that. I think every day, David, you're dropping gems on me, bro. I appreciate that one. Okay. I'm going to call it on this one for right now. I'm going to call it on this one because I'm going to have to go find my proper T20. Not just T20, but T20 with my security setup. This is a T20 that I can use. Just pop it in and... But it's not what I need. Damn, man. All right, guys. Give me 2 minutes. Not even 2. Give me 30 seconds. If I'm gonna run back there and I don't see it right away, I'll be back up and we'll put another machine on the thing. Man, that I'm actually afraid to even touch that one over there. Golly. Let me see this one. But you know what? Hey, you know, it is what it is. That's the job. That's the job. Hey, Ethan, where are my gloves at? Where are my gloves at? Oh, no, I got it. I got it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, last one. Because I failed on the, I failed to wrap up the other one. I will wrap it up, though, but last one. All right, here we go. Wow. Okay. This is a shark. Another shark. Okay, let's see what's wrong with this bad boy. Let's try to turn him on. Okay, so that other shark, I'm thinking either the power switch or the cord. That's what I'm thinking. The last resort is the motor. I doubt it's rare that the motor is the main problem on something like a shark, unless you would vacuum up water or something. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this was happening. This brush is straining to turn. Okay? So the motor sounds fine, but this brush is straining to turn. A red light just came on under here, and I could see that it was trying to turn. I guarantee you that you know what I think the problem is? The problem is a lot simpler than you think. Guess what you think tell me what you think the problem might be. What do you think the problem might be? I think that's what the problem is. Me personally, right? So what I'm gonna do, I wanna remove all this stuff. I don't need all of this right now. Okay, motor's fine. All right? Don't need this guy. Don't need this guy. Ooh, I do need somebody. I need somebody. Here we go. Let's get him out of here. Okay. So this is what we have. Let me just, yeah. Let's just get this guy. All right, so guys, if anybody out there passing through at this particular moment, as I'm passing through, and you have an issue with a vacuum, a question about a shampooer, question about the industry, question about warranty, question about that stuff, ask it now. Maybe I can help. Maybe I have the answer for you while I'm working on my stuff. Okay, I just had to kind of clean this down here. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks a lot for just passing through. Okay, those things may not mean a whole lot to you just to hit the like button, but it means a lot to the creators. And I'll be truthful. I'm not just saying that, oh, just an algorithm, you know. No, the reason why the creators want the algorithms to push their content is because I'm at work. I'm at work. I'm working. And this is another way to get our stuff out there, and I'm just being truthful what it is. I want to keep doing this, and you know, you want to be motivated to do it. So you hope that hope you can get something positive. You can get a good business model out of this thing and make it prosperous. Okay, let's see how we take this thing off here. Golly. Okay, so what do you think? You think this guy needs to be replaced? Maybe not. Maybe this needs to be washed or something. I'll see. The real reason why you would really absolutely have to replace this, one, if the bristles just have no more fluff at all, or if these are burnt out. Okay? So I'll see if this could be rejuvenated. Next, let's get all of this stuff out of here. Yo. The hell? Yo, these guys are really pissed about that Super Bowl, man. I didn't even, people who I didn't even think cared about the Super Bowl was talking about the Super Bowl thing. And I want, you kind of wonder if that's part of the plan, though, man. People are talking about it. I mean, I guess you assume people are gonna watch the Super Bowl, but maybe the business plan is, hey, man, if people are not talking about it, and if people think it's gonna be a disaster, they might tune in to see the disaster. I don't think it's going to be a disaster. I think, a guy's going to perform. He's going to do his thing or whatever, whatever. But people are playing games with the public's emotions. They're trying to trigger a response, and they're getting it. So, hey, do your thing. If it works for you, you're not hurting anybody. Do your thing, I guess. All right, so here you go. This is the thing here. But people are talking about it, so, like I said, people that I didn't even think would watch the Super Bowl was even talking about it. I was like, wow, you guys, maybe you guys have a secret formula here. Even with the movies. And it's like, damn. So, that's your mom. Get there. Yeah, pick her up. Just pick her up. Oh my gosh. Yo, she calls every time I'm shooting a live. Every single time, bro. Every single time. Every time. I don't know what it is. She has some kind of sixth sense. I could have decided to start late. I could decide to start early. And she calls right while I'm shooting. I'm like, how do you do this, man? Every single time you must have a camera here watching me or something. I don't know. It's crazy. Okay, so guys, I just cleaned the wheels, right? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna test this thing again. Okay? I'm gonna test it again. I mean, it needs to be cleaned out. Like, it needs to be cleaned out. But I just want to test the main problem. And if the main problem is fixed, then the next thing is just cosmetic. Let's check it. Let's see. So I just cleaned out all that crap that was in here. All right. Let's see if that fixed the problem. All right. Next up. Let's see. Let's see if this thing turns. You know where that's from? It's from Blade. Oh, Blade. Blade was all right, man. I went back and watched a couple of Blade movies. Blade was all right. Got a little cheesy. But there were things I liked about the part 3, though. There's things I liked about part 3. The villain, but I like watching the girl do her thing. What's her name? Jessica Biel. That was cool. What's his name was okay. Ryan Reynolds was okay. Who else was in it? The wrestler. Was it Triple H? Is that was it Triple H? Think so. Blade 3, but I think my favorite is, damn, my favorite. I hated the fight scene at the end of Blade 1. I think it was silly, but and then there was the CGI was heavy on Blade 2, but I still like Blade 2 though. And yeah, I think Blade 2 is probably the one I like the best, but I like the introduction to Blade. I like the first Blade. You know, tell me if you guys saw Blade. Don't get cooked in the squat. Success is preparation, meeting opportunity. Dude, come on, man. You gotta tell me about your past, bro. Come on, man. Come on, David. You're holding out on me. You're holding out on me, man. You're holding out on me, David. There's something there. There's something there. You're waiting until I say, oh, yeah. Yeah, man, I ran this company that, what's going on, man? What's going on? Come on, David. You didn't get those from reading a fortune cookie, okay? Nah, man. I'm starting to. Were you like a sales organization, David? Did you run a sales team? Did you run were you a coach? There's something going on. Now, Cooked in the Squad, we were talking about that a couple of days ago. But that's right. We had an acronym for luck. And the acronym was luck is laboring on the correct knowledge, right? I'm sure this has been around before, right? And then we also had an acronym for fear, false evidence appearing real, so when you're walking out there and you're afraid of trying, or you're afraid of that you might fail, you're putting stuff into your head and you're experiencing it as if it's real. So a lot of fears that we have is false evidence appearing real. So we kept those little things, man. Those are all over our office, and guys would just go to a meeting and throw it at us, and that was one of them. Something similar to that. When they said when preparedness meets opportunity, or something of that sort, it's better to be prepared. And they would say it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. And that was another thing. And then the P's, proper planning prevents piss poor performance. So that's why, David, you got me wondering. You got me, which is, it's all true. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I think that's it for the morning and afternoon here. I got a lot to do, but a lot of the stuff I need to do, I'm gonna have to do off camera. It's a lot of tedious stuff. I was trying to see if I can give you one more. We solved a couple of problems today. We solved a few things. All right, let me do a stick. Hey, Ethan, grab one of those stick vacs, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, give me one of those stick vacs and we get out of here. All right. So anyone who's passing through, guys, just don't forget to give us a thumbs up, give us a like. I appreciate it. Even if you don't want to share it, it's not all the time you want to share stuff. I get it, but sometimes, but the like is no big deal. It helps us grow our little channel here. Okay, so we got a stick vac, shark stick. All right, let's see what this guy's doing, right? Let's see what this guy's doing. I'm gonna have to clean all that stuff up, man. I'm gonna have to do some really, housekeeping on those things, but that's part of the service, okay? Like David said, it's part of delivering. You want to get paid, you gotta deliver. All right, let me see what this one is doing. All right, okay. First things first, we're gonna turn it on. We're gonna see if our brushes turn, if our motor turn on, and see all that stuff. Okay, you hear that sound? Have a great weekend, David. Okay, that change in motor sound you're hearing is a clog. Okay, this is the last lesson for the day. So the change you're hearing in this motor, there's a clog here. And one of the first things you can do, you can separate one of the ends. Okay, now if you want to work your way up, just start at the bottom. If you just want to get straight to the motor and see if that's where it's at, you can just separate up here. So where do you want to start, right? Okay, so let's start at the bottom. No big deal. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate this. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna see if I can get that same resistance. Okay, then I'm gonna separate this guy. Okay, it's still there. So these two guys are out of, I look right through, you can see right through it, so it's not this guy, right? See? This guy, you know, he may still need some help based on what I'm looking at. This is still gonna need some work, so we're gonna have to clean that up, okay? But from the sound of things, I'll start by emptying this bin. That's fair enough, right? Let's see. And believe it or not, guys, the same premise works on everything that you're doing. You want to get back to the base. You want to get back to the main thing. One of these distributors we worked with was in the organization. I love his saying. He would always say, let the main thing be the main thing. You know, keep your mind focused on the main thing and don't get distracted on everything else. In my mind, I'm thinking I need to get back to the base of what the problem is. So if my machine is supposed to be running, if I'm not getting electricity, my mind goes to the cord, my mind goes to the switch. That's the base. The next thing is going to be the motor. In this case, suction is the problem. So where do we normally get, suction issues, right? Normally, it would happen at the nozzle. Something came into the machine, it gets stuck. Then if it's going up the wand, it may get stuck along the way. So I check the nozzle, the problem still persists. The wand, the problem still persists. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the filter. Okay? All right? So let's see if that sound is still that strong with the filters gone. Okay? All right? Okay? I want to make sure there wasn't dust in here. I don't want nothing to kind of get sucked into the motor. So, okay, here we go. Let's turn this on. Dude, it's still making that noise. What's going on? Now, this is the exhaust. Exhausts don't normally make those noise. Something is going on. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go inside this. I want to see what's happening inside the bin. Look at that. My favorite zombie pod. My favorite vacuum. Honestly. I don't know, man. It's still a Kirby, man. I like a couple. I like, but if it's regular vacuums, that's not a Kirby. I should leave Kirby out of my, because I'm a little biased. I used to sell them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm biased. So I think I'm honest enough to say that I'm biased when it comes to the Kirby. All right, I'm biased, but if I took that out of the equation, damn, why you ask me that? Why did you ask me that one? If I took that out of the equation. You know, it's funny. I like Ricars. I do. I like the Shark. You know, if I had to go to the store to buy a vacuum, I would probably pick up a Shark at the store, like a Walmart. If I had to go to a Walmart or Target or something, I would probably grab a Shark. You know, if a Shark's not there, then, you know, a Bissell Hoover would do the job. You know, because they'll do the job. You just got to keep the filters clean. You just got to make sure the belts are solid. They'll do the job, and this vacuum a little bit longer than you normally would vacuum because it'll pick it up. You know, it'll do the job. You just got to dive in. And then you got some commercial guys. You know, you got Pro Teams and Sanitaires and stuff like that. And I'm not a big fan of the Oryx style. It is what it is. And stick vacuums are a novelty for me. Robot vacuums are a novelty for me, you know, because my mind is about deep cleaning. I'm not a canister person, so I'm not going to lean towards a canister, but that's just my personal preference, you know what I mean? All right. But yeah, you pushed me on that one. Oh, you were like, wait, I got you. You said it on camera. Hey, eat that needle brush. See, there's like a toothbrush back there or something. I need something to clean this out. I think I found a problem, guys. I think this was clogging up that filter, so it kept making that noise. And I was like, damn, I took everything out. What else is there? And when you have a Shark or, you know, Dysons and stuff, these little things can cause that. Thank you, sir. These little things can cause... they can cause that problem. Okay? All right, let me see something. Yeah, let me turn on another vacuum real quick. So that's it right there. Okay. Turn it on, and we fixed that problem, and then we're gonna sign off in a second. All right, folks? It's a Shark, another Shark. Okay, we're gonna close this up. We're gonna wash these filters. But we're gonna have to vacuum them first. Okay. Sweet. Okay. All right, so now let's see. Let's test it again. Let's put this guy back in. Okay. All right. Let's turn it on. Let me do it like Blade. Hold on. So he threw the thing. And then cut the guy's head off, I think. I forgot what it was. No. It was, he shot the guy in the shoulder against the wall. Pow! And then he looked at the camera, I think, and went, that's what he did. Okay, so this is good. All right, so we just needs to be cleaned up and get those filters refreshed or replace them. We'll figure out which one is best. And so that's a couple of machines. I ran through a few machines today, guys. So I hope you got some inspiration from today, or maybe something that guide you. I wish you the best. Have a great weekend. Okay, and I think that's it. All right, stay positive. All right, let me see one more. Oh, you know, you're right, man. I think. You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's positive. Oh. Yep, that's right. The first, the first thing to proper vacuum operation is to keep your electric bill paid. Makes perfect sense. It starts there. It's like I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not cleaning. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's not cleaning. Well, we gotta pay the electric bill. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna have to go get my lunch. My son some lunch. Guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy your weekend, David. Man, I hope to see you next week, bro. Hope to see you next week, man. Listen, if you I don't know if you have pictures of your work. You know, it would be cool, man. If you have pictures of your work or something, I could see some of your artistry. Because to me, that's art too, man. That's art. You know, that's how I see those things. I see even the way. Listen, even the way people. I'm watching this. There's a lady. There's a gym next door, and this girl she just walked, you know, to the gym. And I'm not lusting or anything like that, but I'm telling you, some people, they carve themselves, you know, naturally, you know, like working out, like they're working on a sculpture. I'm like, you know what? That's positive. That's great, man. Just don't overdo it. Don't hurt yourself, right? But everything can be approached with that attitude, that mindset of artwork. Like I'm doing a work of art here, man. I'm doing my best. You know, you get your most creative. You want to produce your best work. It's a certain attitude. I look at it like that. So welding and, you know, carpentry, all of those things, art, even sales, man. There's the art of the deal or something like that. You know, it's an art form to learn how to do things very well. You know, it is. Right, so let me see if I can turn being neat and finding my stuff into an art form. David, I'll catch you later, man. Thanks a lot, buddy. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the likes, guys. I'll talk to you later.